Hello again, my little mathematicians. Today we are going to help you get started on Pizzazz worksheet D-52. So as always, you show your work on a separate sheet of paper and you always label what it is you're working on. So this is Pizzazz D-52 worksheet, which is also page 17 in your packet. And again, I'm just getting you started on it. So let's go ahead and take a look at number 2. Okay. And the reason I want to focus on that one is to show you that there's not just one way to do a problem. Okay. I could divide this shape right here. Okay. And then that means that I have this rectangle right here plus this smaller rectangle right there. Well, this is 4, but the only thing I know is that this whole side length is 6. From here to here is 2, which means from here to here is 2. So 2 plus what makes this whole side 6? 4. So this is a 4 by 4. And then this one right here, this is 2. But this one, well, it's this whole side length is the same as this. So if this is 4, 2 plus what is 4? 2. So this is a 2 by 2. Okay? And you could go base times height plus base times height, because this is a rectangle, which has a formula of base times height. And this is a rectangle, which also has a formula of base times height. And actually, I did say rectangle, but I could also say square, because this particular rectangle or parallelogram has right angles and all sides equal to each other. Okay, but that's besides the point. Let's go ahead and plug the numbers in. Your base is 4, your height is also 4. 4 times 4 is 16, plus this base is 2, the height is 2, 2 times 2 is 4, 16 plus 4 is 20. And this was dealing with meters, so it is 20 meters squared. That actually wasn't the only way that I could have done this drawing. Okay, I could have divided this shape instead right here, and then I would have this top rectangle and this bottom rectangle. Okay, so you have this guy plus the bottom one. Okay, so if I focus on this one, this whole side is 6. And from here to here, well, we've already established that this length right here is 2, because if this whole thing is 4, 2 plus 2 gives you 4. So this is 2. Okay? And then this bottom one, from here to here is 2. And then this length right here, well, if this whole side is 6, 2 plus 4 is 6, right? So if this is 4, so is this, which makes this 4. So this bottom one is 4 by 2. So go ahead and write out your formula for rectangles, base times height. This is also rectangle, so another base times height. Here your base was 6, your height was 2. There your base was 4, your height was 2. 6 times 2 is 12. 4 times 2 is 8. Go ahead and add those together, and what do you know? You still get an area of 20 meters squared. So if you divide it up in a different spot, as long as you don't make a math error, you still should get the same answer. And for this particular problem, I actually could have solved this by subtraction as well. I could have found, this is getting a little bit messy now, I probably should have done it in pencil and erased. You could find the area of this whole big shape right here. See the outside? Okay, so this large rectangle, okay, which actually right here, this isn't actually part of the shape. So let's draw that dashed. And this isn't actually part of the shape. So let's draw that dashed. Okay, but this is 4 by 6 if I were to pretend that this was one large rectangle. And I'm going to subtract out that little tiny rectangle that isn't a part of the shape. Okay, so this little guy, which they already gave me as a 2 by 2. Now, wow, that was a lot simpler than this one. This one I had to keep finding, doing math and seeing if this was this, and then this plus what would equal that side. sometimes subtraction is the easier way to go because the dimensions are actually given to you and it's a lot simpler. Okay, so base times height minus that little rectangle that's not included in the shape. Okay, so 6 times 4, which is 24, minus this 2 by 2, which 2 times 2 is 4, and 24 minus 4 is still 20 meters squared. Okay, now I did this one particular problem, number 2, 3 different ways to show you that in case you ever do a problem and your teacher's going through it and you got the same answer as them, but you did it a different way, don't be alarmed. There's multiple ways to get there, okay? So you could do multiple things to these. You could divide this one here and do this plus this, or you could do the big rectangle and subtract out that little part. Okay, same thing here, big minus this one, or you could divide it here and do this plus this. Okay, however, when we get to 7, 8, and 9, these ones you pretty much have to do subtraction. I'll do number 8 with you guys. Okay, so if we take a look at number 8, I have this drawing where the large rectangle is 8 by 16. And then I have 2 smaller rectangles that are each 5 by 4. And they want you to find the area of the shaded region. So what's helpful is if you draw your shapes out. Okay, I have the large rectangle, and if I subtract that smaller rectangle and that other smaller rectangle, then I'll equal just the shaded portion, which is what I want. They want just the shaded area. Okay, so these are all rectangles, so they're all gonna have a formula of base times height. Well, this base is 16, this height is 8, this has a base of 4 and a height of 5, and this other one also has a base of 4 and a height of 5. You're gonna go ahead and plug that into your calculator, finish it off, and don't forget your units, okay? Because again, I'm just getting you started on this and doing a few little helpful hints. The other one I'm gonna give you a hint on is number 10, okay? If we take a look at problem number 10, it says a bedroom is 15 feet long and 12 feet wide. So it's helpful if sometimes maybe we draw a picture. Okay. So it's 15 feet long and 12 feet wide. How much will it cost to carpet the room if carpeting costs $22 per square yard? It might be easier if we change it into yards first. So I know that I already drew my picture, but that's fine. We can change that. Okay. So if we have 15 feet, well, I know that 3 feet equal 1 yard. So these feet cancel, and now you're left with just the unit of yards. So 15 divided by 3 is 5. And that makes sense that it gets smaller because a yard is bigger than a foot. It's 3 times as big. So 5 times 3 would give you how many feet it is, okay? So that 15, I'm gonna actually represent 15 feet as 5 yards instead, okay? And then they also said that the width was 12 feet, so I need to change that to yards as well. Well, same thing, 3 feet equal 1 yard. Your feet cross cancel. And 12 times 1 is 12 over 3. 12 divided by 3 is 4. So 12 feet is the same thing as 4 yards. Now, that's my new dimensions, okay? So if I find the area of this, you have 5, area equals base times height, so 5 times 4. Well, 5 times 4 is 20. So the area of this is 20 yards squared. Is that what it's asking me? It's not. It says, how much will it cost to carpet the room if carpeting costs $22 per square yard? Well, I have 20 square yards, and if 1 square yard is $22 and I have 20 of them, I'm going to go ahead and just multiply that answer by 22. Go ahead and type that into your calculator, okay? And you have 22 times 20, and you get $440, okay? And if you wanted to know the converting way to do it, 20 yards squared, well, they told me that 1 square yard cost $22. So the yard squares cancel, you're left with the units of money, and these are across from each other, so 20 times 22 divided by 1, okay? So 20 times 22 is 440, all right? And there we go. We helped you with problem number 10. If you ended up getting the same answer of 440, but you converted it at the end, that's fine, okay? There's multiple ways to get there. But congratulations on, yet again, mastering how to find the area of composite shapes, okay? And again, this is page 17 in your packet, Pizzazz Worksheet D-52. Go ahead and finish the rest.